Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and it's that time of year where you guys are getting out your tillers, the handheld ones like the Honda that we just fixed and it just left. You got the Ryobi with the tiller heads on them, or the Mantis tillers. Here's what I can tell you about these guys. That Honda that we had in that just left, I'll show a picture of it here in just a minute. But it came in with, we did a compression check on it. It had 30 psi. The fuel in it was either mixed fuel or canned fuel. What is canned fuel? It's the one you buy in a can. Instead of just straight gas, it has a little bit of a coloring to it. So it could have been the canned fuel. It's debatable out there whether the canned fuel runs hot enough to get it to run right, whereas fresh gas from the gas station is a little hotter. I don't know. I haven't played with the canned fuel. I get mine by the 5-gallon container, and if I was buying canned fuel, it'd get really expensive in a hurry, right? All right, so what am I doing the video on today? Well, that Honda, it came in with 30 psi and it had a compression release valve system in it. So I knew it was going to run a little bit lower, but what surprised me with that Honda is that Honda kind of acted like the Predator engines. The best clouding I could get with holding the compression tester in one hand, him adjusting, pulling 5 times, trying to get it up and down, up and down. And finally we got it to 59 was the best we could get it. And I'll be honest with you, I was skeptical because the Honda usually has to be over 100 psi. So we ended up putting the plug back in it, and first pull, didn't that thing start up? And didn't that thing, once we took it outside, you rev it up, it was right there. It didn't hesitate or nothing. It's defies common sense, I guess is what I'm getting at, is that if you always hang to that 100 psi mark, you're going to encounter machines that you would otherwise throw away that are perfectly fine. I guess is what I'm getting at. And that's where it gets screwy for me, is, I get on that 100 psi compression release system on it, brings it down a little bit, but 60. But we went through all this with the Predator engines, and the Predator engines, every one of them that come through that were being sold at Harbor Freight and Tractor Supply, that was their sweet spot, was between 50 and 60. They were imperfect. You could not get them any higher than that. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is get it to your sweet spot, to as good as you can get it, and then try it and see if the highest one you can get, if it will run and run well on it. The biggest thing when it comes to these small engines too, this one here came in and it was a no run. The other one came in tried to run, but you couldn't get it past idle. This one here ended up being a fuel related issue. I still got some carburetor work to do on it, but I've got it running now. But now I just got to get some good fuel through the carburetor to get rid of the bad fuel that was there, okay? And that's just going to take it with running it. Today we're going to an auction, and hopefully I don't come home with anything other than a hamburger. In the comments, if you guys run into this with that 60 being a sweet spot, not only for Predators, but for some of these Honda machines. I know it doesn't sound logical, but it is what it is. And if it works, and I got some money out of it this morning as it left. Perfect, a Ryobi. But this one's a 2-stroke, this one's a 4-stroke. 4-stroke has the oil level you can check. Put regular gas in this, 2-stroke in this. I'm doing this video because this Honda, best we could get it was to 60. And once we hit 60, it runs like a champ. It does have the automatic release, compression release in it. This one here with bad gas. They're both running now. That's how we like it. This one still needs more work. On that note, you guys have a great day.